racing man. It shows how to perform. Well, your style's been changed because we're so vain. But you'll take sunset for stone. Look out, honey, you're bad, bad, bad. Will you come? Said you're bad, bad, bad. Then you're working on your lines, gonna sing for a time. You're the hottest ticket in town. Well, you show us new moves, 'cause baby, you're smooth. You're above us.
Well, get those live fast zipton clips, strap down those rods, and stow away those tackle bags because we are going fishing. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Bass Stranglers podcast. I'm your host, Keith Niswanger, and I hope this episode finds you with 5 for 25 in your live well. We all have turning point moments in our lives where decisions we make may launch us in a direction that we could not have anticipated. Recently, I was able to get Mark Daniels Jr. to sit down and talk about his defining moment in the sport of professional bass fishing. But first, if you like the content that we produce on this channel, please hit the subscribe button now. Thank you. We are building our viewership, and your follow means a lot to us. We'd also love to hear from you, so leave us a comment and let us know what you want to see. We are the Western representatives for Duckett Fishing, pro-driven rods, reels, and baits. Duckett is building a Western presence, and if you haven't seen it yet, you soon will. New independent dealerships are popping up all the time. Duckett Fishing, you know these guys, the strongest pro staff in all of tournament fishing. And it is these same pros that design, test, and give their okay for the pro-driven rods, reels, and baits that Duckett produces. To find out more about Duckett Fishing, go to their website, duckettfishing.com. The sport of professional bass fishing is made up of big moments that likely cannot be duplicated. Mark Daniels Jr. has had a storied career in the sport. Elite Series wins, invitation to the BPT, Bassmaster Classic qualifications. All of that, however, hinged on one season where everything fell into place. Today, Mark shares his story of qualifying for the big show through the Federation. It's a great story, and I've said it before, one you're not going to want to miss. Okay, your defining moment in the sport probably is that TBF championship. Is that what you would say, or?
Yeah, no, I would, man. You know, I had the biggest win of my career obviously is the Bassmaster Elite Series on Lake Hawaii, but without the TBF National Championship, there is no Lake Hawaii. There is no Mark Daniels Jr., there's no BBT, there's no FLW, there's no Circuit Breaker, and all these other things that I've been affiliated with over the years. None of that happens if I don't have that 1 in 30,000 chance to win that.
Let's talk about that story. First of all, how'd you qualify for it?
Yeah.
And then talk about the event itself.
Yeah, man. So TBF is literally, you hear people all the time saying I started from the bottom.
The Bass Federation, right?
The Bass Federation.
Yeah.
That is the bottom.
Yeah.
In tournament bass fishing, and you have an outlook that you want to become a professional, and you start at the TBF, that is the absolute grassroots bottom as it gets. Mm-hmm. And that's where I started because that's what I could afford.
That's right. I have fished those kinds of events.
Absolutely.
They were called something else back in the day, Bass Federation.
Bass Federation. Called it. Yeah.
And you roll up there, it looks like a club tournament.
It's exactly
at
what
best.
It is. At best.
And it is a club tournament.
It is a club tournament.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, in order to compete on that trail, you had to join
one of the clubs. Right.
And so that's how grassroots it is.
Yeah.
Right? But all-in entry fee to compete for that weekend, at least back when I was doing it, was $120.
Right.
That had you, you always got your entry fee and all these like side pots. $120 had you all the way in. And if you won the thing, you might win $1,000, you know?
Yeah.
Not bad for $120, you know? But coming from California, our TBF is actually pretty tough because just we have naturally so many people. So 8 different regions that all come together for a championship at the end of the year. You have to be in the top 12 to move on to the divisionals, but only the top 6 go to the divisionals as a boater. The bottom 6, 7 through 12, are like co-anglers or non-boaters.
Yeah.
So it's a whole process to qualify to nationals, which I did. It takes 2 years, whole process. So I qualified for nationals. First time I had ever made nationals. And it's at Grand Lake of the Cherokees in
Oklahoma.
In Grove, Oklahoma. Get up there, and I was fortunate enough to win the tournament, man. I won it, and that day, it literally changed my life. Literally changed my whole trajectory of who I am today. It really has. Financially, mentally, just everything. And I'm forever grateful, man, to TBF for allowing me to have that opportunity, setting up that program. I'm not sure if they still have it or not. I think they do.
I think Matty Wong just qualified for the bass.
So that's through the bass side. So that's the Federation Nation.
Oh, you're right. I got those mixed up.
No, they're really the same. They're the same
concept,
yeah. Just 2 different tours.
Right.
Major League Fishing now and Bassmasters.
Yeah.
And back then it was FLW and Bassmasters. You could come. Matty Wong's done exactly what I've done. Paul Linick done exactly what I've done.
Yeah.
Oh God, another guy from California. I'm drawing a blank. Used to have the American flag boat. What's his name? Oh.
I should know this because this is my state, but I don't.
Dude, I mean, I'm from Cali too. God, what's his name? Mike something. Dang it, I can't think his name. Anyways, they'll know. They'll comment and let us know.
Yeah.
But there's been several guys that come through Federation, man. Oh, Joseph Webster, who's on the Elite Series now.
Right.
Yeah, Ed Lochran is on the Elite Series now. Dylan Hayes on BPT. We all come from TBF, man. And I remember these dudes when we were all in the top 10 on the final day. Me, Dylan Hayes, Ed Lochran. There were several of us, I look back now and 3 of us are fishing full time now.
Yeah.
It's really cool to see that.
Yeah.
So
that's a great story. Well, Mark, I appreciate your time today.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thanks for being with us.
Not a problem. And hey, that's awesome. Right on.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, yes, sir. You're welcome.
For Mark Daniels Jr., his big moment was a culmination of a season of moments. Qualifying for the big show by winning at Grand Lake was clearly the big moment. But when you consider the only way to get to that moment is to show up to dozens of smaller club events, making it to regional events, and oh yeah, catching fish along the way, you come to realize that the important moments that had to come together for him are literally impossible to duplicate. A flat tire on the way to a club event, a lost fish along the way, any number of things that could have gone wrong. It really makes you appreciate the journey. Well, folks, that's going to do it for this episode. Thanks once again for tuning in. Again, we appreciate your follow. We appreciate your subscription. Until next time, keep both hands on the wheels, and we'll talk to you again very soon.